In the great chamber of the Galactic Council, thousands of alien species sat in silence. Blue lights glowed softly across the tall circular hall. The air was still. All eyes were on the tall human ambassador standing in the center. Her name was Ilara Voss. She wore a black uniform with a single Earth emblem on her chest, a blue circle with white stars. Her face was calm, but her voice was cold as ice. "Ilara of Earth, are you certain of your words?" asked the High Speaker, a floating being of pure energy from the planet Zyrek. Ilara didn't blink. She looked directly into the center of the chamber and spoke clearly. "Yes. Earth withdraws from the Galactic Council, effective immediately." The chamber erupted. Some aliens screamed, some hissed. Some banged their claws or wings on the tables. Translators couldn't keep up. Chaos spread through the room like wildfire. Ilara did not flinch. The High Speaker's light pulsed red. "You understand what this means, Ambassador Voss? Trade will stop. Protection will end. Earth will stand alone." Ilara gave a small nod. "We understand. The decision is final." And with that, she turned and walked away, slowly, silently. As the whole galaxy watched, news spread like lightning. Billions watched the footage again and again. Earth, a founding member of the Council, had left. Without warning, without reason. People across hundreds of worlds asked the same question. Why? The Council held emergency meetings. Canalus guessed. Was it politics? A secret war? A human leader gone mad? But something felt wrong. Soon after Earth's exit, strange things began to happen. A mining station near the edge of known space sent a distress signal, then silence, no wreckage, no survivors. A small council ship entered Earth space for a routine check. It never returned. A weak signal was found days later. Only 3 words: "Don't follow us." Inside Earth's deep command bunker, hidden under the Siberian ice, Ilara Voss sat with Earth's leaders. Large screens showed council news, space activity, and human fleet movement. A general leaned in. "They'll come. They don't believe." "We had a reason." Ilara nodded. "Let them wonder. The truth would only scare them." A scientist entered the room. Her face was pale. She whispered something into Ilara's ear. The ambassador's eyes narrowed. "So, it's confirmed," Ilara said softly. The room fell silent. "We have no choice," she continued. "Begin Phase 2. Close all jump gates. Move the Black Fleet to shadow positions."
"What about the colonies?"
someone asked. "We'll protect them quietly. No public action, not yet. If the Council finds out, they'll panic." In the outer rings of the galaxy, strange signals began to appear. Weak, unusual. Not Council code, not pirate. Something. Older, a group of alien scientists intercepted one such signal. It repeated the same 3 tones in a loop. They didn't understand it, but Earth did. They had heard it before. Hundreds of years ago on a lost probe that returned from the dark edge of space. It carried strange readings, warnings. Earth's leaders kept it secret. That signal had turned again, but stronger. And this time, it was moving. Inside the Council's central archive, a secret file was accessed by a young data analyst. He wasn't supposed to be looking at Earth's classified records, but curiosity won. What he found made him freeze. Old Council missions, failed contacts, missing explorers, and one phrase stamped over and over in red, classified by Earth Command. Extreme threat. Council unaware. He ran to report it, but someone was already waiting. The doors locked behind him. Earth's skies changed. Black ships began to appear, smooth, dark, silent. A part of Earth's public fleet. Their engines made no sound. Their weapons had no visible fire. They moved like shadows across the stars. The Council watched with fear. These ships were not on any registry. Where did Earth get them? How long had they been building in secret? Or worse, were they building them at all? One Council general whispered a chilling thought. What if they didn't build them? What if they found them? Back in the Council chamber, silence returned. But this time it was different. Everyone remembered Earth's last words. We understand. The decision is final. But now, they asked, was the Council ever in control, or was Earth just waiting? Across the stars, billions now felt the same thing. Not anger, not confusion, but fear. Something had changed forever, and no one knew what would come next. After Earth left the Galactic Council, the galaxy began to fall apart, slowly at first, then faster every day. Trade routes that once carried goods, food, and medicine from planet to planet were now empty. Merchant ships were afraid to travel. Pirates, warlords, and rogue AI fleets took control of space lanes once guarded by Earth's patrols. The Council tried to stop them, but without Earth's strength, they were weak. Many planets started to panic. The small colonies that depended on Earth's protection were now left alone. No food shipments, to no defense. Just silence from Earth. In just 1 month, over 40 outer colonies had fallen into chaos, and Earth said nothing. Inside the Council's secure war room, top leaders of different species gathered. "This is madness," growled General Raxa of the Dralkon Empire. "Earth abandoned us, and now we're bleeding systems every day." "They must explain," said Minister Thalek, his 6 eyes blinking rapidly. "We gave them everything. Knowledge, technology, power. Why walk away?" An old Zithri scholar spoke quietly. "They didn't walk away. They ran from something." Everyone turned to look at him. "I've been studying their silence," he continued. "They've cut communication, blocked sensors, closed wormholes. This is not retreat. It's a lockdown, and we must find out what they're hiding," said Raxa. "Send a covert team into Earth space. We need answers." 4 days later, a small Council stealth ship, the Whisper Light, entered the edge of Earth-controlled space. It carried only 7 elite agents, trained in infiltration and survival. They didn't plan to be seen. They never returned. But one emergency signal reached the Council before it vanished. A scrambled voice, static, then a sentence. "There. Not who we thought they were." Then silence. Forever. In Earth's orbit, the massive black ship named Obsidian Ghost floated quietly, scanning the last path of the Whisper Light. Inside, Commander Celine Ward watched the data on her screen. She spoke calmly into a mic. "Unauthorized vessel neutralized. No survivors. Council knows we're watching now." From behind her, a shadowy figure stepped forward. Not fully human, not fully machine. "Let them wonder," it said. "Truth will only make them fear us more." Celine nodded. Phase 3 begins now. All over Council space, allies began to break away. The Hilari Confederacy announced they were closing their borders. The Trinari. Swarms started arming again, weapons that hadn't been seen in 200 years. Even the peaceful Sangari sent out a secret message. "We no longer trust the Council's promise of peace." The galaxy had entered a new era, an era without order, an era of suspicion, an era of anarchy. On the jungle, world of Yaldar Prime, chaos had already begun. Once protected by Earth's fleet, the planet was now under attack by mercenary ships. Explosions lit the night sky. The local governor sent a desperate message to the Council. "We need help. The sky is falling. Where is Earth?" There was no answer. Then suddenly, the attackers began to fall, their ships sliced in half by invisible weapons. A black ship passed through the smoke, silent and deadly. It didn't respond to hails. It didn't land. It just vanished. Said it was Earth. Others said it was. Back in the Council war room, fear was turning into desperation. "Earth has abandoned order," shouted Raxa. "They've left the house burning and taken the water with them." "We must consider full war against them," said another voice. "No," Tholok whispered. "Not yet. Not until we know why they left. But they gave us no reason." "Exactly," Tholok said. "And that is what scares me the most." On Earth, deep inside an underground lab, a room full of scientists stared at a hologram. It was a signal. Old, repeating, it came from outside the galactic rim. A series of strange symbols. Then 3 human words translated from the data. "They are returning." One scientist trembled. "So it's real." The probe was right. They're coming back. Ambassador Alara Voss entered the room. Her face was pale. Then we have no time, she said. Prepare the black fleets. The council thinks we abandoned them. They don't understand. We're trying to save them. Galaxy didn't know it yet, but Earth's silence wasn't betrayal. It was a warning, and soon everyone would understand. Too late. The burning started at the edges, the outer colonies. Once protected by Earth's fleets and council forces, were now alone. With Earth gone and the council broken, no one was left to guard them, and something was coming. It didn't speak, didn't ask. It didn't warn. It simply arrived, and everything it touched, cities, people, machines, memories, disappeared, erased. The planet Rylos 4 was first, a peaceful farming world with 10 million colonists. One morning, their sky turned black, but not from clouds or ships. It was like the stars themselves vanished. People screamed. Machines stopped working. Memories became blurry. People forgot names, places, even who they were. The governor sent a desperate message. We don't know what's happening. Can't remember anything. Then silence. Nothing was left. Even the council's deep space records showed nothing. At Rylos 4's location, it was like the planet had never existed. In Earth's command bunker, alarms echoed. Ambassador Alara Voss stood beside Commander Celine, watching a live feed of disappearing colonies. It's begun, Celine said. Ilara nodded. We knew it would. Another light on the map blinked out. Tal Murin-6. Gone, a scientist whispered. We call it the forgetting wave. But it's worse than death. It wipes out meaning, history, identity. Is there any way to stop it? Someone asked. Ilara stared coldly at the black ships rising from Earth's hidden docks. Yes, but it won't be gentle. On the council homeworld of Varelia, panic spread. Messages from the colonies had stopped. Supply chains had collapsed. Refugees were arriving from the rim, terrified, confused, broken. Many couldn't speak properly. Some couldn't remember their names. Others repeated strange phrases. Over and over, we are not real. We were never here. The stars forget. One council leader, a young diplomat named Jaru, stood in front of the high chamber. They begged Earth to return, he said. We ignored them now. We must ask again. High Speaker Zurich floated above the chamber, pulsing with nervous light. And if they refused, Jaru replied, then we're already lost. Earth broke its silence at last. Across every known communication channel, one message appeared, loud, clear, impossible to block, in every language. Every voice, this is Earth Command. You abandoned our warnings. You laughed at our fears. Now you ask for help. We give you one chance. Submit, or be forgotten. The council froze. Submit. To Earth, after everything. But some worlds didn't. Wait, the Orion Belt colonies, Xantharian sky cities, and Tyros Red all sent immediate messages. We submit. Protect us. Within hours, Earth's Black Fleet arrived, silent, dark, and terrifying. But to the people of those colonies, they were angels. The forgetting wave stopped just before reaching them. The message was clear. Earth protects those who kneel, but not all obeyed. The proud world of Drakkar Prime, home of the warrior race Dralkan, refused. We do not bow to cowards hiding behind shadows, growled their leader. That night, every star in their sky vanished. By morning, Drakkar Prime was gone. No debris, no radio wave, no memory. Even their enemies forgot they ever existed. Only Earth remembered. And that made Earth the most powerful force in the galaxy, not because of weapons, but because they knew what was coming and how to survive it. A refugee ship from the lost system Neridai arrived at Earth's border. It was broken, barely flying. Inside were only 30 survivors from a world of billions. They were taken in, fed, healed. One survivor, a young girl, kept repeating a single sentence. The stars are blind, but Earth sees. Celine looked at the girl. She remembers, yes, Alara said, because she reached us in time. In the council chambers, many leaders gave up hope. Others still wanted to fight Earth, calling them tyrants. But more and more systems surrendered, not to Earth's control too. Earth's memory, because only Earth remembered the names of the dead. Only. Earth had the black ships that could shield against the wave, and only Earth was ready to stand between life and forgetting. But even Earth knew time was running out. In their deepest vaults, they found something terrifying. The old data from Odin 7's core had updated. The strange voice from the past had changed. It no longer said they are returning now. It said, we are here. Ilara turned to her generals. Ah. Remaining colonies must submit now. Every second counts. From this moment, Earth is no longer a nation. She paused. It is a shield. The last shield. As the galaxy burned and faded, Earth's name grew, whispered in fear, in hope, in surrender. The ones who laughed at Earth now begged for its protection. But Earth had only one law left: obey or be forgotten. The galaxy was falling apart. World by world, light by light, systems were vanishing. Some died screaming. Others simply disappeared. No records, no memories, just silence. But Earth stood firm, behind its wall of black ships. Earth did not just survive, it began to control. A new voice echoed across space, not the voice of the Council, not the voice of old powers, but the voice of Earth. Ambassador Alara Voss appeared again on every channel. She stood tall, her face calm, her tone sharp like cold steel. This is the new order, she said. Earth no longer asks. Earth commands. Her image flickered across alien cities, into spaceports and homes, into the minds of billions. You want safety? Then follow our law. You want memory? Then follow our signal. Submit now or be forgotten forever. Behind her, black ships drifted like shadows. No fire, no threats, just presence. Enough to terrify worlds into silence. The old Galactic Council tried to resist. They called Aren't. Said humans had become conquerors, not protectors. But there. Words were weak and no one was listening, because in just 6 weeks, 42 more planets had vanished into the forgetting wave, and Earth's protection worked every world under Earth's new. Its banner was safe. Their skies stayed bright. Their stars still had names. Their people still had memory. Earth called its new system. It's the memory protocol. Every planet that joined had to connect to Earth's black core, a massive data fortress buried deep in Earth's crust. It recorded their languages, their culture, even their people's names. If the wave came, Earth could anchor them, stop them from being erased. But there was a price. All military fleets now followed. Earth command all deep space travel required. Earth's approval, and any attempt to leave the network, immediate shutdown. It was peace, but not freedom. And for most, that was a fair trade. In a command room under Antarctica, Alara Voss spoke with her top strategists. How many now? She asked. A young officer replied, 173 systems have joined the protocol. Another 50 request permission. Deny half, she said coldly. We must keep control slow. We can't anchor too many at once. But they're begging, he said. They're desperate. They should have listened years ago, Alara said. This isn't charity. This is survival. She looked at the dark map. Stars blinked red across it. The wave was spreading faster now. Begin Phase 5. Send in the Judgment Fleet. The Judgment Fleet was Earth's answer to resistance. When pirate kings, warlords, or rogue AIs tried to take worlds that Earth protected, the fleet appeared quiet, fast. It's unstoppable. They never gave a warning. They never asked for surrender. They just erased. Threats like chalk from aboard within days. Galactic crime dropped 70%. No one wanted to test Earth anymore. Not after what happened to Kelmer Station, where a rebel fleet of 600 ships vanished after 12 seconds of contact with Earth's vanguard. 12 seconds, no. Survivors, no remains. Just one signal sent from Earth's side, order restored. In the shadows of space, however, something else was moving. Something old. Something Earth didn't control. A ghost ship was found near the shattered edge of a forgotten sector. No crew, no power, but one message carved into the walls. It's written in dozens of ancient languages. The architects are awake. Earth's top minds gathered. Celine read the phrase again and again. Architects of what? She asked. An old AI built to study the Odin 7 signal finally replied, not builders of structures, builders of silence. What do they want? They don't want anything, the AI said. They are not alive in the way we understand. They exist to reset the galaxy, Celine frowned. Then why haven't they hit Earth? They don't see Earth the same way anymore, it replied. Earth holds memory, and that changes the rules. Meanwhile, small resistance groups began to rise in council space. They called Earth a false god. They believed the black ships were the cause of the wave, not the answer. They launched a small attack on Orion Prime. A world under Earth's protection, they thought they could break the system. They were wrong. Earth responded in 3 minutes. The rebel fleet was shut down before it fired a shot. The planet's sky turned red for 1 hour as Earth's satellites broadcast a single phrase: order or extinction. There were no more rebellions after that. Still, even within Earth's command, doubts began to grow. Some officers wondered, how long can this control last? What if the architects change again? What if even Earth's memory fortress is not enough? Celine asked Alara the question no one dared ask. What happens if the wave reaches us? Lara didn't answer at first. Then quietly she said, then Earth becomes the last word ever spoken in this galaxy. And she meant it. The new order had begun not by war, not by vote, but by fear of forgetting. Earth was now the center of memory, the ruler of survival, the last hope of history. But in the dark between stars, true enemy was watching, and it wasn't finished. Not yet. Darkness moved silently across the stars. In the cold space behind Earth's moon, something massive stirred, hidden in shadow, outside every telescope. Outside every map, the Galactic Council trusted. The Council believed Earth's main fleet had retreated to protect itself. But what they didn't know was that Earth had been building something. Something far older, not far more dangerous. They called it the Hidden Fleet. It had no name in public records, no movement in trade logs, no official funding. But now, it was waking up. Commander Celine Ward stood inside a massive control tower buried beneath the far side of the moon. In front of her, dozens of black ships hovered in total silence. Their design was strange, not fully human. No sharp lines, no windows. Just curved hulls that seemed to absorb light. Status? She asked calmly. A technician replied, all units. Online, stealth cloaks at full power, 0 external detection. Good, she said. Keep them in the shadows. The galaxy isn't ready to see what we've built. She paused. Correction, double quotes, what we found. Years ago, Earth's deep space probe named Odin 7 had gone missing near the edge of the galaxy. It was believed destroyed by space storms. But that wasn't the truth. Odin 7 had found something. A graveyard of ships, hidden behind a collapsing star. Hundreds of vessels, frozen in time, giant, black, ancient. No known species matched their design. They were not just ships, they were weapons, dormant, waiting Earth. Brought them back quietly, piece by piece, over decades. Using human engineers and secret AI labs, they reactivated the tech. They couldn't fully understand how it worked, but they could control it. Little dot, just enough now. The fleet stood ready. Thousands of ships, silent, invisible, faster than light. And unlike anything the Council had ever seen, the Galactic Council didn't suspect how far things had gone. They thought Earth was scared, running. But when one Council scout ship got too close to Earth's shadow zone, it picked up a strange reading, a blipped an echo of something. Massive. By the time the crew realized what they had found, it was too late. From the blackness, a ship appeared. Not on radar, not with lights. It simply was there. In seconds, the scout ship was disabled. Not destroyed, just dead. No power, no gravity, no signal. Inside, the crew floated helplessly, unable to even move their arms, and then the black ship disappeared. No trace. The Council received a message 1 hour later. Sent from deep space, only 2 words. Last warning. Back on Earth, Ambassador Alara stood with her generals in a secure command room. The walls showed maps of Council space, all falling apart. Planets rioting, pirates rising, borders fading. She tapped one star system on the map. Krolin system. She said last week it had 14 million people. Pirates took it in 6 hours. No help came, asked the general. The Council tried, she replied. They sent 3 ships. They all burned. What? And us? We did nothing, she whispered. We had to wait. But how long can we stay silent? He asked. She looked out the window at the black ships rising from Earth's orbit until they beg us to speak. She said coldly, until they understand what we saw and why we left. In the deep archives of the Council, an old researcher named Tolar found something strange. He was studying early human Council communication logs long before Earth joined. He found old warnings, messages Earth had sent quietly. Years ago, reports of unknown signals, vessels vanishing, star systems going dark. The Council had ignored them. They thought humans were paranoid, but now all the signs had returned. Tolar stood alone in the dark hall of knowledge, fear rising in his chest. What if Earth didn't abandon the Council? He whispered. What if Earth was trying to survive something the Council never saw coming? The Hidden Fleet received its first mission. Not war, not conquest, but a test. A pirate base near the planet Rylos had enslaved an entire city. The Council refused to send help. Too risky. Earth sent 1 ship. Just 1. The pirate base vanished within 2 minutes. No debris, no explosion, just raced. When Rylos people looked to the sky, they saw nothing. Only 1 child swore they saw. A black triangle against the stars. And then it was gone. The message was clear. Earth is still watching in the great Council chamber. Silence returned once again. The missing scouts, the growing fear, the whisper of black ships no one could see, and the realization that Earth was no longer playing by Council rules. Across the stars, billions now ask the same question. What did Earth find? And worse, what is coming next? The signal came from beyond the stars. A strange, broken frequency, deep, slow, almost like a whisper. It had no origin point. It came from nowhere and everywhere at once. Most species couldn't hear it. Most systems couldn't read it. But Earth did, because Earth had heard it before, in a secret lab beneath the Pacific Ocean. Earth's top scientists gathered around a black cube. It floated inside a clear containment field, glowing softly. This was Odin 7's memory core, the lost probe that had returned years ago from the edge of known space. For decades, the Council believed Odin 7 was lost to space storms, but the truth was darker. Odin 7 had survived, and it had brought something back. Dr. Lin Ro tapped a command on the panel. The room dimmed. A hologram flickered to life, showing old, shaky footage from the probe. A dead star, floating debris, and then a ship. Massive, black, covered in strange red symbols. It was not Council design. It was not even alien as they understood. It was other. The room was silent. Then the sound began. A slow tone, then a rhythm, then a voice not speaking, not in words. It was more like a deep feeling, like fear itself, whispering into the human mind. Dr. Rouse's hands shook. Every time we run this file, it feels like something watches us. A military officer spoke. Could it be a code? No, she said. It's not trying to talk to us. What then? She looked at the black cube. It's trying to remember us. Earth's ambassador, Ilara Voss, watched the footage alone in her office. Had seen it 100 times. It never got easier. The probe had found a dying battlefield beyond the edge of the galaxy, full of ancient wrecks. But the ships weren't destroyed in battle. They were opened from within, and every last signal from those lost civilizations ended with the same strange tone, the same whispering frequency. Earth's AI. Researchers had tried to translate it. Only one phrase made sense. They are returning. Back in Council space, strange events continued. Stars began to dim in the outer rim. One planet, Calvora, sent a message of celebration one morning, announcing their 300th anniversary. That night, all signals stopped. Forever, a Council rescue. Team arrived 3 days later. There was no battle, no damage, no life. The entire planet had gone. Silent. One message was burned into the ground, visible only from orbit. We warned you. No one claimed responsibility, but the Council feared Earth. Inside Earth's command center, Commander Celine watched new data. Strange signal had been detected, the same whispering tone. This time, it was closer, coming toward the galactic core, faster than light. It wasn't a ship, it was a wave. Not made of matter, not made of energy, just darkness. Celine turned to the AI next to her. The path? The AI responded, it will pass through 19 inhabited systems in 12 days, and survival chance 0, it replied coldly. The Council still didn't know. They held meetings, debated war. Some leaders believed Earth had turned hostile, that it had become too powerful, too dangerous. One leader, Minister Tholok, disagreed. He stood in the middle of the chamber. Earth warned us, he said. We didn't listen. They saw something coming. And now it's here. Another delegate shouted. Are you suggesting we surrender to them? Tholok replied. I'm suggesting we ask for help, before it's too late. Meanwhile, on a hidden moon near the edge of the dark zone, an ancient listening post activated one of Earth's oldest deep space outposts. The screen showed a map of the stars. One by one, red lights blinked on, then faded out. Each light was a planet, each one was gone. A message auto-played. Phase 4 initiated. Return protocol active. The operator stared at the screen. His voice trembled. They're not attacking planets. He turned to the other officer. They're consuming memory, history, identity. Like they erased the idea that we ever existed. The other officer whispered, they're not killing us, they're forgetting us. Back on Earth, Ilara met with the Shadow Council, the secret human command team created when the Odin 7 signal first came home. They had one mission: prepare for the enemy no one else believed in. Now, that enemy was close. The time has come, Ilara said. The Council must be told. A general objected. They'll think we're lying. They'll panic. Or worse, they'll try to stop us. Let them try, Ilara replied. We're not asking for trust anymore. We're giving. One last chance to survive. She activated a secure broadcast to every major world. Every language, the same message appeared. You ignored the warning. You feared our silence. Now, only one path remains. Submit, or vanish. The galaxy held its breath, because this time the silence wasn't Earth's. It was something much, much older, and it was getting louder. In the silence between galaxies, something stirred. Not a fleet, not a civilization, not life. Something older than time. Something built not to live, but to erase. The architects had awakened for thousands of years. They had slept beyond the edge of the known universe, wrapped in cold stars and dead space. They did not think, they did not feel, they only acted. Their purpose: to wipe clean the galaxy when it became too loud, too full, too proud. And now it was time again. Earth's memory fortress picked up the signal first, a ripple faint. Far then. Sudden and fast, like thunder after lightning. Inside Earth's command core. Alarm screamed. Commander Celine Ward stared at the screen. Are we sure? A tech replied, voice shaking, confirmed. The architects are moving, direct path toward the galactic center. 70 systems already gone. They'll fire. No explosions, just gone. Time until contact. Celine asked. For days. In space, far beyond council borders, a research station caught a glimpse of the architects. It didn't send video. It sent one message. They are not ships. They are ideas. Then silence. Earth locked the message in a black file marked unstoppable. Da. On Varelia, the last remaining council world, fear had turned to collapse. Cities emptied. Leaders vanished. Ships fled, but with no direction. Because there was nowhere safe anymore. Jaru, the young diplomat who once called for peace, now stood alone in the council chamber. We thought Earth was the enemy, he whispered. But Earth was just the wall. And now the sea is coming. Ambassador Alara Voss stood with Earth's high command. Watching the red wave on the star map move closer, each red blink was a lost world. Each one was forgotten by all except Earth. Celine turned to her. We've anchored over 300 systems. It's spreading too fast. Even our memory cores can't keep up. We need more power, a scientist said. Or a sacrifice, another added. Alara nodded. It's time. Operation Echo Shield was Earth's last option. A line of black ships. Thousands of them would form a living barrier in deep space, linked by Earth's memory cores. The plan: to catch the wave, to slow it, maybe even hold it back. But the cost would be high. Every ship, every soul on board, would be erased if it failed, and it probably would. Yet they prepared. Thousands volunteered. Most knew they wouldn't return, but they went anyway, not to save themselves, but to save meaning too. Save memory as the Black Fleet moved into position. Strange changes began. Time slowed near the wave. Ships reported hearing voices not from outside, but from their own memories. Long-lost family, forgotten friends, old music. Childhood sounds the wave didn't destroy with fire, it destroyed. With doubt, it whispered, "You were never real." Some pilots went mad. Others began to forget their names before the wave even touched them. One captain recorded his final log. If we vanish, remember us. Even if you can't recall our faces, just know we were here, that we mattered. Then, the wave arrived. It hit like a silent wind. Ships blinked out one by one. But something incredible happened. The memory anchors held. Not perfectly, but they resisted for the first time. The architects slowed. Their erasure was not complete. The new Order's wall had drawn a line. Back on Earth, the strain was too much. The main memory core began to overheat. Systems blinked. Power flickered. If it failed, all 300 protected systems would vanish in seconds. Alara had to make a choice. There was only one backup memory vault strong enough to hold the load, but it was deep under Earth's surface. Never connected before. It had been kept offline. For one reason, it wasn't human-built. It came from the Odin 7. Probe, no one knew who had made it. No one knew what might happen if it was activated, but there was no time. Do it. Alara ordered. They connected it, and everything changed. The wave paused. Across the galaxy, the architects stopped. Not because of power, not because of weapons, but because they recognized something. The signal from Earth's core was not human. It was older. It was something they remembered. A code. A symbol. A warning for the first time in history. The architects turned, not away, but toward Earth. They were not done, but now they were focused. Celine looked at Alara. We've bought time, but now they know where we are. Alara replied, let them come. A silence fell. Then she spoke again. Send the last message. The final one. Across every star, every screen, every corner of the galaxy, Earth's last broadcast echoed. The architects are awake. We are their mirror. We are not gods. We are not saviors. We are what remains. When everything else is gone, Galaxy understood. Earth was not the center anymore. Earth is the edge. The last stand, the final page of the story. But the ending was still unwritten. The architects had stopped. Not defeated, not destroyed, but paused. In the cold space beyond the edge of memory, staring at one place. Earth. Billions of beings across the galaxy held their breath. The stars were quiet. The wave was still. But no one felt safe. Because now, the architects were listening, and Earth had one chance left, in Earth's command vault. The room was silent. Every officer, every AI, every screen, all eyes were on Alara Voss. She stood before a glowing console, the ancient alien interface taken from the Odin 7 probe, now fully awake. A strange hum echoed from its core. The language was not human, but it responded only to her voice. The question was clear. What do you say to something that erases existence? What words could hold the galaxy together? Lara took a breath and spoke. Her voice was sent on a narrow beam, not through data or code, but raw sound, stretched across light and time. I don't speak for the Council. I don't speak for power. I speak for the ones who remember. The alien interface pulsed. The wave shifted. She continued. We are small, we are noisy, we make mistakes, but we remember. More pulses, more reaction. Before the Council. Before machines, we told stories around fires, passed names from mother to child. We carved the stars into stone, just to never forget. She paused. Everyone across Earth and beyond listened, silent. We know you were here before us. Maybe. We are your echo. Maybe we are your mistake. But if we vanish, nothing will remember you either. The alien core flared, as if stunned. You are the silence, she whispered. But we are the voice. Something ancient moved inside the architects. Across the forgotten ends of the universe, massive forms shifted. They were not machines. They were not life. They were concepts, rules, programs, patterns written before matter had shape. For the first time, they hesitated, because Alara had done something no species had ever done. She made them feel. Seen. Inside the AI memory fortress, the Odin 7 signal translated a final message from the architects. Only 2 words. Why speak? Alara stepped forward and answered softly. Because it's all we have. Then the wave stopped. Not slowly, not crashing, just stillness. The stars returned. The red lights on Earth's map faded. All across the galaxy. Systems that had been on the edge of erasure remained. The forgetting had ended. The architects did not vanish. They simply turned and faded once again to the dark between galaxies, not in defeat, but in recognition. They had heard a voice, and it was enough. 3 days later, Earth sent one final message to all systems. We held the line, but not with weapons, with words. Worlds that had feared Earth now bowed in thanks. Former enemies became allies. The Council did not return, but something new began. A loose network of systems, all joined by one law: never forget. Each system created their own memory cores, built with Earth's tech. Stories were collected, names were carved into satellites. No culture, no species. No voice would be lost again, ever. Ella Voss disappeared quietly. Some said she died in silence. Others said she became part of the Black Core, her voice guiding the new world in whispers. But on a quiet monument in the rebuilt Earth capital, her words were written in every known language. One voice, even small, can echo forever. No. So the galaxy moved on, slower, quieter, but wiser. Because now, they knew there were things in the dark that no fleet could stop. But memory could survive anything, even the end.